At the bottom of the
Well, I hear it. Yeah, I see it change.
Okay, all right. That's enough bars.
I usually take some palm leaves like this and I shed them a little bit so the mud will go in here better. And just lay it down like that. And then I mix a whole lot of adobe in this bucket by putting water.
That bucket used to be the top of the Wagoneer, didn't it?
Yes, that's what I'm using it for.
How did you cut it off the Wagoneer? Did someone help you with that?
No, I had a chisel and a hammer and a hacksaw and just knocked it off.
Yeah, that Wagoneer doesn't look too much like it did when we first saw it.
But my poor Wagoneer, there's nothing left to it, but it sure works good. Anyway, I find this top is really nice mixing adobe in, and I'll put in some more mud in there. Which I find that this 5-gallon buckets work real good. I'll get 5 more.
Where are you getting the mud, Leonard?
This clay came from that hole that I dug out there.
Uh-huh.
And it's the same mud that came out of the hills going right back into it.
Uh-huh. Now, how are you protecting this thing from, say, rain?
I'm not yet, but there's rubberized paint, latex rubberized paint that I want to cap it all over with. And that'll keep the adobe dry.
Uh-huh. Could you say that once more? I want to get you on camera saying it.
It's, I got some rubberized latex paint that works real good. And if I can put a real thick coat on this, that'll keep the rain from the adobe.
That's okay, I see. How many hours do you put in a day on this thing? Do you work every day?
Almost every day, a little bit. And, I don't work now as hard as I did at first. I think I'm getting spoiled.
You're getting what?
Getting spoiled.
Well, how's that? How do you get spoiled? Who's spoiling you?
Well, that first year I started, more or less, the only thing I had was a 5-gallon bucket and had to carry all the mud up here with just my feet. Now I got a truck, so I get spoiled that way. But anyway,
The white side.
pretty soon this will turn into a mud.
Yeah.
And I use a lot of palm leaves for
What's that do?
it strengthens it like rebars. And then when the clay all hardens, it'll just kind of hold it together.
You still finding a lot of people dropping off supplies for you?
A lot of people what?
Dropping off supplies for you?
Oh yeah,
Paul?
tremendous lot. More now than ever. Every time I turn around, somebody's leaving something with just love in their heart, you know.
I have to tell you, I flew back from Washington or New York City, and I saw this thing from the airliner.
No kidding.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I looked for the canal and all the things, and I just looked over. There it was.
I'm glad to hear that. Really.
I didn't see you working, but
I probably was downtown having coffee.
They give you that's right, they feed you down there, right?
Yes, yeah, they do.
You just have to walk in and they'll always give you, that's Gaston's?
No, it's the Highline.
Oh, that's good.
The little Highline Cafe. It takes a while to mix this up, but it'll get there.
How tall do you plan to go at this mountain?
Maybe another 10 foot.
Uh-huh.
I want to cap it off real good.
Yeah, is it going to be hollow inside?
Yes. Yeah, I got the walls are coming together now, and the hole's getting smaller as I go up.
Boy. And you're not going to live in there, are you?
No, I don't think so. But it might be nice in the summer.
Yeah, it'll be cool, won't it?
I'm sorry this is taking so long to mix up, but
Well, we're not in a hurry.
oh,
It doesn't bother us. I heard that the military people sometimes use it as a landmark as they fly over.
Yes, yeah, that was in the San Diego paper.
Right.
It said the Navy air pilots use it for a landmark going into the Chocolate Mountains.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, all those things kind of thrill me.
Leonard, as you're working, do you mind telling us a little bit about how you came here?
Yeah, 10 years ago I came here one winter. And boy, I liked it. The weather is just plain beautiful.
10 years ago?
Yeah, and I went back to Nebraska, and I always wanted a hot air balloon with God is Love on it, shaped like this. And I stayed there 6 years to make this balloon, and it rotted out on me down here, and then I started putting it up in adobe. So that's really what started this.
You built the balloon yourself?
Yes, yeah.
Out of what?
Balloon material from South Dakota.
Yeah?
A big balloon outfit in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Is that what you used to do for a living?
No.
How did you learn about balloons?
I didn't. I just started making mistakes.
I see. And then eventually the balloon just rotted out, huh?
Right. And it's down there in that truck, which you can see.
Oh, that's the...
That's what all that apparatus is. But this is so much nicer than the balloon because even if it did get up, it would have been in the past. Where this thing seems to stand here and each day it causes more commotion, it seems like.
What's your idea, to fly the balloon?
No, I just wanted to put God is Love on it.
Uh-huh.
And that was my idea.
So you were in Nebraska working, I think I read, as a farmer, right?
Yes, yeah.
You were a farmer most of your life and then came here?
Kind of, yes. And I'd drive corn truck and I drove cottonwood. I cut cottonwood in Nebraska to make the balloon.
Yeah.
And I was all enthused about that balloon. Boy, I think enthusiasm what keeps me going. But this here, to me, I'm more pleased with this than anything I've ever tackled. And it seems like people just love it. All kinds of people like it. It's just amazing, really.
Did you paint the guard entry?
Yes.
What are they
Yeah.
called? The ammunition guard boots?
Yes.
The sentry post.
Yeah.
Sentry posts.
That was in the paper, too.
Yeah.
That article in San Diego really helped me out. It brought a policeman up from San Diego named Jeff, and he brought me paint, and he worked real hard up here with his truck to clean up hundreds of tires here. And I put tires in this adobe thing
Oh, yeah.
to make it more flexible.
Oh.
So we'd mix a tire in all of this and just put it in there. So I got all kinds of stuff in there, like 4x4 planks and bicycle frames. And
Yeah, I thought maybe you had part of your car in there someplace.
well, there's a lot of it in there. The pieces that I didn't need, I just throw in there.
So we should go ahead and work.
Yeah, let me mix this up and I'll show you how I get it up there if you want.
Okay.
It's kind of a... I don't want to splash anything on your...
Cindy, go to meeting down there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do today, later, Leonard? Anything? Do you have plans?
No.
Just going to work on this?
Yeah.
What happens here on Christmas? Anything special?
No, I don't... Not to me. Just a lot of people stop by and say hi, Merry Christmas. It's a happy time. It's changed a lot. Boy, when I was a kid, Christmas was the biggest thing in the world. It still is, really, but...
For a different reason.
Yeah. Okay. This probably is not the most modern equipment you've ever ran into,
Well, no.
but it seems to be putting this mountain up a little bit.
Yeah. It's proven with the test of time.
There you go.
Now, how did it work out when you first came here? How did you come across, well, how did you get the car and the motorbike and how did you get the free meals at Gaskins, not Gaskins, the other one,
The High Line?
the Highliner? Is it just from
Yeah.
building up a reputation here? Is it?
Yeah, I think it was... I'll tell you, okay?
Yeah.
this could be an exaggeration, I'm not really sure, but a drunk sat
say
down
this
here.
again, Leonard, I missed something here.
Anyway, this will take a couple of minutes, but to me
Okay.
it's interesting, and it's as true as I know.
Okay.
A drunk stayed down here for a year and watched me work on this 7 nights a week, and he told the townspeople that he saw me carry a 100-pound bag of cement up here when it was 115 in August. And he told the people I was going to kill myself on this mountain. And people liked the effort that I put in it. And I could feel the extra smile, or people would want to buy me coffee. And I think that's what developed the whole thing. People just seemed to love me more than they should. And that's why I believe that the Lord touched the Highline Cafe to feed me. And I never asked. People do things because they want to. And that's kind of exciting to realize this whole thing is built on just little individual people saying, hi, here's some cement, or here's some paint or something.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what's built this thing more than anything. And I was excited too about a year and a half ago when the California authorities gave me permission to put it up.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, there's no hassle at all.
Did you have to ask for that permission, or did they just grant it?
They just came up. A policeman came up, I don't even know who it was, but he said they finally gave you permission to go ahead with the mountain. And I said, well, thanks a lot. I said, I really appreciate that. So I don't know who they are, but it's a comfort, you know.
And you get, can you get your meals at the Highliner then each day?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
think you got some tourists coming up.
Probably. That happens once in a while.
Leonard, this is all made out of plaster, and you intend on perhaps living in here at one time in the future, right?
No, it'd be real cool, I think, in the summertime.
Would there be any danger that it could cave in?
I don't believe so. Anyway, thanks for asking that. I've got and you can take a picture of it, an iron ladder in here about 10 foot tall. Have you seen it?
I saw it. Yeah, we were in there earlier.
Okay, and I got ladders and railroad ties, a few of them, and iron things all through this.
So it'll tie it together.
It'll tie it together, and I believe it'll tie it together more than anything is the palm leaves, which I'll show you how I do.
Okay.
And that whole palm leaf will get wet with this, and when it all hardens, the whole thing is just, and I got palm leaves in here by the thousands. So I believe it's going to stay a while.
Huh. Did you ever
Thanks for asking that.
Yeah, did you ever study any architecture or anything? I mean,
No, not
really?
any at all.
It's just all intuition?
Just day by day.
Uh-huh.
When I started this thing, I was going to just put that one bag of cement up, make a little one. And somebody gave me another bag of cement, so I went twice as big. And
Leonard, what happens when you finish?
boy, I don't know. I hate to think about that.
You plan to go about, what's the total height going to be, about 70 feet or something?
I would say at least. I think it's almost that now. I'm not really sure.
Do you plan to retire out here then?
No, I really don't have any plans. What I'd like to do is, if it gets completed and it goes nationwide even more than it is now, I just hope it turns into a monument deal like in, I don't know, I might just fade off like I did in Nebraska and put a bigger one somewhere.
Did you do anything like this in Nebraska?
No, it was just a hot air balloon.
Was there any single event that caused you to leave Nebraska other than the weather?
No, it was mainly just the weather. And the weather kept blowing the balloon over. I'd almost get it up and it would blow it over, and the next day it would blow it over again. And I kept thinking about this place.
Oh, you had already known about slab seed?
Yes, yeah, that one winter I spent here in 79.
Do you remember Jim Osborne?
Good Sam?
Yes, yeah, I've heard an awful lot about Good Sam. I never met the man.
He was here when you were.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's getting awful interesting, I think.
We should-
Okay if I mix this and show you that?
No, go ahead.
we want you to-
We're getting in the way of your work.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
We'll just film you doing it.
We just won't ask questions.
I'm glad you asked questions about the strength of this thing, because some people think that the first time it rains 5 minutes it's going to wash all down to nothing. and so
Yeah.
other people think it'll stay there like the pyramids, and it's hard to tell.
How much does it rain here? What's the strongest?
Very, very little. Man, I've had in a couple of years hardly any. And I have hopes of getting that rubberized paint before it rains real hard. But you know, you have to kind of wait until it comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever get assistance or anybody else?
No, very little with the labor on it. I do with the compliments, but the work is almost totally mine. I usually throw some water on there first, so it'll get that palm leaves wetter.
Yeah.
Then I just start pouring Durbin on there and stomping it in with my feet and let it dry out. Boy, I must have 10,000 palm leaves through that whole thing like that.
You're getting those in town?
Huh?
Getting the palm leaves in town?
Yes, they throw them away at the dump
Oh.
when they prune their yards and things. And there's an awful lot of palm leaves in this valley. There. Now you've seen the total operation, right?
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay. I also take these stems from the palm leaves and I put these in there and stomp them in just for extra strength too. Because I really want this thing to stay for a long time. There.
Adds another inch or two. It's amazing. It adds another inch or two.
So Leonard, each day you work on it, how many, how much do you add to it? How many inches or feet do you add to this mountain?
Well, I like to put up about, I figure 50 wheelbarrows a day. And it's, at this point, it don't go up very fast.
50 a day. How many hours would you work when you first started?
Oh, probably 10 or 12 or 14.
Even in the summer?
Yeah, but I'd work at night a lot. And about 3 in the morning, I'd work from 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. And Then I'd go swimming a lot in the daytime in the canal.
Yeah. Where do you? That's what you do during the day. When do you sleep?
At night, and whenever I get tired, I never worked on it unless I really felt like it. And I don't have any schedule whatsoever. It's just whenever the mood hits me. Here's an example of how much I can put out. Yesterday I worked on this most of the day, and it went up about 2 or 3 inches.
Could you say that again, Leonard? Please?
Yesterday I worked right here an awful lot, and you can see where it's wet.
Uh-huh.
And it went up maybe a foot. They don't seem to go up very fast,
No.
but when it goes up, it seems to stay there, so
It's like building the pyramids, Leonard.
yeah, maybe.
Oh, boy. Oh, I think we just lost our... Are we out of tape?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's get one here. Leonard, you going to be here around dusk?
Yes.
And we got a shot of you.
What do you want me to tell you about?
Actually, we need your permission to use your voice and image
Yes.
and your full name.
Okay. I'll give you permission. My name is Leonard Knight.
Okay. Thank you much, Leonard.
Okay.